This week on the Third and Thirsty podcast, we talk about training camp battles we're looking forward to. NFL dropped their top quarterback list. It's Justin Herbert over or underrated, and we drop a few more hot takes. Let's get into it now. Let's go. Welcome to the Third and Thirsty podcast, your one pot stop for Broncos, Chargers, Raiders, Kansas City referee, and Taylor Swift free AFC West banter. I'm your host, Alex Bell, witness to 3 Super Bowl wins, Denver Bronco fan. To my left, Omar Rubio, witness to 0 Super Bowls. He's a Charger fan. To my right, I have Edgar Larios. I've said that last name a couple of times, being that it's my wife's maiden name. He is a Raider fan, alive and witness to 0 Super Bowls. How's our weekend, fellas?
Pretty relaxing.
Yeah, just relax. Nothing too crazy. How about you?
Good, man. Back from Ojai, little family trip up there. Little Airbnb action, sitting by the pool with the kids. Sounds relaxing, but it was exhausting. Watching that many kids and keeping them alive around the pool in the hot sun. Got a round of golf in, but ready to rock and roll for our this week's episode. Before we get into our main topics today, I guess we'll do our quick little trip around the NFL. Again, news around this time is pretty thin. Usually it's not a very good idea to be getting into the news at this point. And we have something a little bit AFC West related here with the Chargers running back Najee Harris, whose roster spot is up for debate even before this happened, going and damn near blowing out his eye on the 4th of July.
Man, almost Jason Pierre-Paul'd himself.
Yeah, except you could play football without a hand, apparently. I don't think you could play without an eye.
I don't think he's missing his whole hand, maybe a couple fingers. But yeah, the missing an eye would have been way worse. I guess you wouldn't have good vision after that as a running back.
No, that's pretty important. But the Broncos got by without any running back vision last year. Just run into the back of your old lineman and kind of find your way through.
Pretty sure Najee Harris could do that and still pick up like 2 yards with one eye.
He might still have a better year than Javonte Williams did last year. But yeah, big dumbass. Don't play with fireworks if you can't handle it.
Yeah, maybe not have been his fault, but still you're put yourself in that situation and that atmosphere where something could go wrong. So
yeah, obviously we weren't there. We weren't invited. Third and Thirsty podcast. We haven't been invited to Najee Harris's 4th of July get-togethers yet. Maybe next year. But yeah, I'm assuming there was some drinking going on. Drinking fireworks. It's a great combination until it's not.
Yeah.
So that happened. Thankfully, he's okay. Obviously, even Broncos, Raiders, Chiefs fans, I'm sure we're all glad to say that he's still going to have a career in football, it looks like. So glad he's okay.
Yeah, it just seemed like, well, from what reports have come out, just saying that's a superficial eye injury, so it shouldn't hold him out of anything as far as the season comes. Training camp, who knows, maybe starts off a little slow, but I don't see it being an issue by the time the season comes around.
Yep, if he's on the roster.
Yep.
Another big dummy getting in a lot more trouble. And if this is true, probably not a guy that I wouldn't mind having lose his eye in his career. Quinshon Judkins beating the living shit out of a woman. Following the footsteps of great players like Tyreek Hill, allegedly. Anything to add on that? Women beating is bad, right?
Oh, of course.
Sounds like he beat some girl up for reading some certain text messages or something outside of the airport.
Damn.
Allegedly.
Yeah. I mean, that he hasn't even played a single game in the NFL, right? He just got drafted, just got his money, and hasn't even played a game yet, and he's already getting in trouble. Man, the Browns really know how to F things up.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to have a shitty season, which I think all three of us think they will, at least they're keeping themselves in the news with their rookie class, whether it's someone getting themselves in a lot of trouble or, drafting a quarterback in the 5th round.
That
Keeps
already got in trouble as well.
No, not quite as bad.
Man.
Not quite as bad. But, yeah, they definitely keep themselves in the news. We've talked about them a couple of times. A lot more than I'd like to talk about the Browns. But here we are. So, you guys want to get into the meat of things? What meat that we can't get into in the middle of July?
Yeah, I mean, we got training camp right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
For the Chargers, the rookies already reported. Well, rookies that have signed. We have our second round rookie still hasn't signed his contract yet. So technically at this point he is a holdout. Pretty sure Jenkins with the Browns getting arrested and having all this go down doesn't bode well for the rest of the second rounders that haven't signed. Just basically saying like, yeah, I'm not going to give you full guaranteed money, and then this happens. What do you think I am, a dummy?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're necessarily related. It's not like it's a thing that happens to second round draft picks.
No, but I'm just
Just
saying.
happens to people that happen to be shitty people.
Yeah, but now I'm just saying like they can't. If something had happened, they can't just cut him. They got to pay him the money no matter what. Now,
Fair enough.
you know,
Yeah.
it's just not good negotiation. Strategy, things like that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, we're gonna get into some training camp battles. Training camp.
That was a good vacation. You forgot out of time.
Had enough beers, man. Also did some VR. Takes you to live. You guys ever played VR?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild, man. Wild stuff. Guess I forgot how to talk because of it. Anyways, let's get into some of those. Broncos have a few, Raiders have a few, Chargers have a few. Who wants to get started? Which ones are we looking forward to reading and hearing about? Obviously, we're not getting invited to training camp to watch in person.
Yet. I can get us started with my first one that I had was we mentioned it already. At least you did, Alex, with Najee Harris, with the running back room. It's a running back room that, I mean, Najee Harris is in a 1-year deal, so he's still on a prove it deal. So they don't have really much commitment to him besides this year. That being he's on a 1-year deal, duh. But they don't have to, appease to him. They don't have him for another couple of years to where they have to keep him happy, give him his carries. If he does not producing, they got this new toy, Amarian Hampton, that just as big, even faster, maybe a little more explosive that they can hand the reins over to. They also have other guys like Hassan Haskins, who's kind of more of a special teams guy, short yardage. Another big running back. This regime for the Chargers loves the big running backs. All these guys are over 6 feet tall, and then they got another guy who they signed as an undrafted rookie, Rocket Sanders. Another
Raheem Sanders.
Yeah, Raheem Sanders, but they call him Rocket Sanders.
Rocket is a pretty cool name.
Yeah, I would go by Rocket if my name was Raheem. I don't know. Rocket sounds way cooler. But yeah, he's another big back, and he had a good college career. Surprised that he made it undrafted. A lot of people saying he could have gone in the later rounds, but hey, he was there for the Chargers. I'm surprised he signed on with them, especially with Amarian Hampton already in the fold. They drafted a running back last year, Kamani Vidal, who I haven't even mentioned. I think they drafted him in the 4th round last year, possibly 5th. And he had some good moments last year, maybe going to his second season, getting his feet under him, maybe was going to push for some reps there too. Right now, at first, I thought it was going to be a 2-headed monster with Amarion and Najee Harris, but who knows? This injury to Najee might, hold him out for the first couple weeks of training camp, and somebody else could step up and vie for that spot.
Yeah, definitely going to see what happens. If I had to take a guess, I'd say Hampton takes the bulk of the carries next year for sure.
Yeah, I was also thinking that possibly later on in the season, maybe quarter of the way through, start transitioning fully into him. Maybe by halfway in the season, he's getting more of the carries than Najee, but this might speed things up.
Yeah. Looking at the Broncos side of the things, I guess before getting into training camp battles of what's going to be coming this year, the nicest things, I'm sure a lot of Bronco fans can relate, is we're finally going into an offseason and a training camp where we're not worrying about quarterback. Because Bronco fans will remember, even when Russell Wilson got traded there, the signs that he was going to start sucking were very evident in training camp. Having really rough days of practice, throwing picks left and right, not being able to move the offense. So it was already pretty apparent at that point that the Broncos were going to have a quarterback problem. We just tried to convince ourselves otherwise. Found out pretty quickly that it was a huge mistake making that trade for him. But even last year it was kind of like, all right, we got Bo Nix. How's he going to look in training camp? Is he even going to win the starting job? We know how that worked out. Finally, for the first time, and God, since Peyton Manning, there's no quarterback competition. There's no focus of practices looking to see how Bo Nix is going to look. We already know, we're confident how he's going to look going into year 2, expecting him to take a pretty big leap. So, again, nice thing about the Broncos roster, most of the starting positions are already pretty much locked up. Positions that they really needed to fill were upgraded. Middle linebacker, running back. So it's mostly just guys fighting for roster spots, back end positions. Start with the running backs.
I was about to say, even the running backs for you guys, that's I feel like that's the biggest battle, because there is no starter, or even you got those two guys, but you don't
it'll be
know
a
who's
1-2
gonna
punch
be.
of Harvey and Dobbins, which I think will just change throughout the year. I wouldn't be surprised if Dobbins is getting the bulk of the carries at the beginning of the season and just kind of gradually working Harvey in more and more and more. So we know the 1-2 punch is going to be Harvey and Dobbins. God willing, both of them stay healthy. It's going to be more so, are they going to keep 4 backs? Who's going to be third and fourth? You got Jaleel, who was part of the 1-2 punch last year that didn't produce, but doesn't put the ground on or ball on the ground. Sean Payton has a lot of trust in him. And then you have the young guy, Estime. And then a couple other guys like Blake Watson, Tyler Bede, guys that will probably end up on the practice squad. So really are we gonna keep both of those guys? Is Estime going to stick around? He's only 21 years old, I think, at this point. As a second-year guy, he's obviously really young. Want to keep him around to see if he could really pop 23, 24, 25 years old. So that'll be interesting to see who's going to end up as a third guy. Traditionally with Sean Payton offenses, the third guy doesn't get a lot of carries anyway. So,
But with Dobbins, you also got to prepare for that injury,
right?
Because he's had a long history of injuries.
Yep. So whether it's Estime or Jaleel, probably looking at one of those two guys taking that third or fourth spot if they're going to have a fourth spot. So, Edgar?
For Raiders, in my eyes, I feel like the biggest camp battle is going to be. There's 3 different positions, but the one I'm going to talk right now is going to be it's definitely going to be receivers. People, it's like everybody thinks that Michael Myers, Jacoby Myers.
It's not Halloween yet, man.
I know, fuck. I had a long weekend.
But even if you walk into my house, you wouldn't know the difference. My wife is a Halloween fanatic. She's already decorated.
Already?
Yes.
It's July.
That's what I said.
Yesy. It's July. Okay.
Continue.
Anyways, but honestly, there's a lot of people that are thinking that Jack Bash might be able to take that number 1 receiving, or even just turn number 2. But Dante Thornton Jr., they really want to use him a lot with his speed, so it looks like he might even move up to the second. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how they, set up the receivers. I mean, they're good already with their tight ends. They already know who's going to be the number 1 back, but they still want to see what's going to be behind Ashton Genty. But yeah, receivers are definitely going to be our position right now, where any of these young receivers can just take over, can either come and be our starter or be our backup to Jacoby. But they brought in some. They also brought in so many different receivers that, like that Tommy Malott kid, that he used to be a quarterback. So it's gonna be very interesting to see where they even they use him. But yeah, there's been a lot. They brought in a lot of like cam bodies to pretty much just to see like what basically helps out Geno Smith and that offense.
Yeah, looking at this wide receiver for the Raiders makes me feel a lot better about the fact they're going to suck next year. Outside of obviously have Brock Bowers at tight end, that's going to be huge But Jacoby Myers and then a bunch of rookies that you're just hoping can play okay.
Yeah.
It's not outside of a couple guys like last year, like Neighbors and God, I always forget his name.
Bryant
Yeah,
Bryant
Thompson
and
Jr.
McConkey.
Yeah. Outside of those guys, I mean, can't really rely on a rookie wide receiver coming in and lighting the world afire, especially when his quarterback is Geno Smith.
I mean,
And
I don't
also, there's going
know.
to be less opportunities for them because there's going to probably, I'm just assuming with the tight ends that you guys have, they're going to be doing a lot more two tight end sets. That means one less receiver on the field.
Yeah, but the thing for me, the way I see it is that they're going to be using a lot of 12 personnel, even 13 personnel. But the thing is that I think they have enough confidence in these receivers just because they didn't go out and pick up like receivers when they were available, like Stephon Diggs or freaking even Amari Cooper to this point right now. Um, and then for me, one thing that I would say that it's exciting to I can't wait and see is Thornton Jr. Like his speed is real. Like that fool's hella fast compared like what a lot of people have been saying. And then with Jack Bash, I mean he would play. He was with LSU with when Brian Thomas and Neighbors were there, and ended up getting the most catches. He had the most the most catches that season. So I mean if those two receivers came out and they were like considered one of the top rookie receivers last year, I'm pretty sure that Jack Bash can be in the end up with one of the top ones also. I wouldn't say number one exactly, but I mean for a hot take, I wouldn't be surprised at least top five rookie receiver in the NFL next year.
See if he holds out too, though. Like I said, same thing with Trey Harris.
Well, this whole thing is just about like you guys said, is about guarantee. I'm pretty sure as soon honestly they're saying that as soon as that quarterback from the Saints he signs, everybody's gonna sign.
Yeah, I don't think these holdouts are a big deal at all.
Yeah, but
What's going to happen? They're going to sit out the whole year, and these guys need to make their money. They need to start their career. They're going to
yeah,
sign.
but I'm not saying that they're going to miss time during the season. But if you miss a couple weeks in training camp, that puts you behind the eight ball. You're not getting those reps
I
that you
don't.
need.
Yeah, no, I totally
No,
agree,
yeah,
but I don't
but
think it'll get to that
yeah,
point.
exactly. I
I think by
mean,
this time next week, we're already talking about all the different guys that have already signed. It'll get all taken care of, man. It's all part of the negotiations of these things, I guess.
Yeah, but it doesn't help if you put yourself behind the eight ball, missing some time.
I totally agree.
Give somebody else those reps that could have been for you at practice, at
Right.
training camp, and somebody else starts
Yeah.
taking advantage of it. So
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
So that's what I mean. That's where I was heading with mine too, is wide receiver. So that was kind of part of my spiel about wide receiver because behind Lad McConkey, there's really a bunch of question marks.
I mean,
Some
same thing with
like
us.
Trey Harris, he was like in line to be like I think the
he was
number one
supposed
receiver.
to be. Yeah, he's supposed to be first round receiver, but
Yeah, I think he was in
because
line and he got
he
hurt.
just can't get healthy.
Yeah, he got hurt. Even in 8 games, he still got over 1,000 yards last year. And that, I mean, 8 games to have 1,000 yards, that's pretty impressive.
I'm sorry. Who are we talking about?
Trey Harris,
Okay.
second round draft pick for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Chargers out of Ole Miss.
Like, the only thing I know is like he's good, especially in Lane Kiffin's offense. But the only problem was he just couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah, he is one of those go up and get it guys too. So he does put his body out there and susceptible to like landing awkwardly and getting hit while in the air, things like that. Besides that, there's also returning guys, Quentin Johnson, who had a decent season, still had his drop issues. He had 8 touchdowns, which is like that's really surprising for everybody.
I think he's gonna lose a lot of touches. I feel like Harris is gonna take over his spot, and the only way for him to come back is just being better after that. Like after knowing that he got his position got taken away by a rookie, if he ever has another chance to play, then he better fucking go off. Because if not, he's not being re-signed.
Yeah,
isn't next year like his they have
fourth.
to yeah they
So
have
this
to
is
pick
his 3rd year.
Yeah.
So next year they have to make the decision to see if they're gonna
like put that
take a
fifth
5th year option. Yeah, rookie, 5th year rookie option. So yeah, you're 100% correct. But hopefully that they're not going to throw him out in those spots to not highlight what he does good. You know, they throw him out there to do those one-on-ones. He's not really good against man, so he's better against zone, and he's better at like getting the ball in his hands. He's not like a go throw the ball up and have him go track the ball down. He's not great at that. He's not great at like jump balls. So it's more like these
It's also not very good at catching the ball.
crossing routes.
For a first round pick and having to like
digs,
be specific on how you catch your
end
balls.
arounds, getting the ball in his hands, getting him room to see because he's a former running back. Giving him the room to see, and it's hard to take him down. Once he has the ball in his hands, it is hard to bring him down. He is pretty big. Another guy that's over 6 feet tall, 6'2", I think.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a hard guy to bring down, but it's getting the ball in his hands. That's the problem. But yeah, they got some other guys that they drafted. Another guy, Keandre Lambert-Smith, speedster. Darius Davis, who they drafted 2 years ago. He's their kickoff and punt return guy. He's got speed for days. He's just kind of a smaller player. I think he's only like 5'8", 5'7", something like that. So
5'8", 165.
Yeah, he's small, so they don't really like to put him in spots where he's just gonna get hurt and then you lose out on your kick returner, punt returner for the game too. So yeah, like I said, all these are all question marks. They even have another former first rounder, Jalen Reagor, who was a first rounder in 2020. They got Brandon Rice, who last year got on the field one time, didn't know the play. Justin Herbert yelled at him, and everybody heard, and you didn't see the field again. So, yeah, there's a lot of question marks behind Ladd McConkey. I'm really looking forward to somebody stepping up and taking all these reps, taking that second spot. I haven't even mentioned Mike Williams because he's already on the pup list.
Yeah, he's already hurt.
So, hey, like I said, that just gives opportunities to other guys to get in there and show what they got.
I feel better saying that.
That new guy, Mike Williams, already on the pup list.
Yeah.
That means that Harris has to sign already because,
like I said,
you're playing in this spot.
Yeah. Keandre Lambert-Smith, Brendan Rice, Jalen Reagor. That's all opportunities for them to step it up and show the team what they got, show the coaches what they have to offer for this offense.
Yeah. Mike Williams cracks me up. God, you guys suck. Wide receivers, another room for the Broncos that, again, top guy is going to be locked down sudden. It's really just going to be seeing who's going to be taking that second and third spot. Mims, I'm assuming, is going to be the number 2 guy. He really started to step it up at the end of last year. But then you have guys like, Pat Bryant that they drafted, who made a really big impression at OTAs. So it'd be really exciting to see him step up and make a big role next year. Franklin, Vele, and the list goes on with the Broncos wide receivers. We've talked about them a couple of times on the podcast, so I'll keep it short and sweet. But Sean Payton really likes this group. Sean Payton knows his football, maybe as much as we do. I don't know. Time will tell. So if he has faith in that room, I know he's really looking for one of those guys to break out. So I'm not rooting for anyone in particular. I'm just waiting to see who that guy is. And I have a feeling one of those guys in that room is really going to break out and be a solid player next year. So let's move on. You guys have anything to add to the Broncos wide receiver room? I know we've talked about it a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like all our receiver rooms are in the same spot.
No, it's not.
I feel like there's one guy and everything else is kind of a question mark. There's nobody that's really done anything to prove themselves that they're solidly the number 2 guy. Maybe yes on that team, but
I think the Broncos with Mims, I think he's made himself a pretty solid number 2 at the end of last season, especially with a couple of big plays that he made. I'm looking forward to seeing what he could do this year. I take Marvin Mims as a number 2 over anybody that's on the Chargers Raiders.
What's that one receiver, Pat
Bryant.
Yeah, I think he's going to be your guys' number 2 receiver.
Yeah, I never know. With a rookie, it might take him some time to get adjusted. Even Ladd McConkey, he didn't start really popping off until about halfway through the season, because that's when they started really involving him, making him a focal point of the offense. So takes these guys a little bit of time to go up against a man, you're going against other 18, 19, 20-year-old guys. Now you're going up against a 27-year-old that this has been his job for the last 5 years.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be different. Big adjustment for these guys. Pat Bryant, though, man, you bring it up. He's looking pretty good so far. Sean Payton's already compared him to Michael Thomas, and we all know what Michael Thomas did with Sean Payton. So, sky's the limit.
Before he went all crazy.
I
do like what Trey Harris said. That was kind of a little bit of a shot at Quentin Johnson, saying
Trey Harris took a shot at
a little I kind of saw it that way a little bit, saying, "Oh, best believe I'm going to catch the ball because I already know what your fan base says about guys that can't catch the ball."
Dang.
Yeah. Not just coming for his spot, but coming for his throat too.
That's wild for a rookie to come in and say that before training camp. Hey,
if he's got the hands to back it up, then
I guess so.
Thought that was hilarious.
Pretty funny. Edgar, any other training camp battles looking forward to?
Yeah. The other one for me was offensive line. During this whole off season, Colton Miller still hasn't signed a new contract, even though he wants one. So who knows if he's gonna hold out, how all that's gonna end up going. And clearly, if he doesn't resign or if he's trying to hold out, it's gonna set us back so much. We did pick up a rookie. What's his name? Oh, Charles Grant. Played in a smaller school, so I mean he has the athletic ability, has the size and everything, but obviously he went up against small schools, so they're slowly bringing him on. Caleb Rogers, he's another small school lineman that we picked up. He's actually battling for our right guard, and right now the starters are Colton Miller if he ends up signing. It's either going to be Dylan Parham or Thayer Munford, he was our right tackle. JPJ in the middle, and then we have Alex Kappa, which we picked up from the Bengals, and he was one of the worst guards last year, one of the worst ranked guards last year.
Solid pickup.
I was about to say their line sucked. The Bengals.
Yeah, and he was big time part of it, but he was a Spy Takes pickup. He was super cheap too. So I mean, it's a make it or break it type of shit for him.
Almost like a placeholder. Have somebody there that's somewhat competent.
Yeah. So they're giving him the benefit. I'm like, okay, if it was really them, let's see. If not, you're fucking out of here, dude. But so far he's been leading the team pretty good. He's been helping them because I mean it's a very young line besides Colton Miller, but there's definitely a lot of mix up. They're mixing up a lot of the line just so they can make it work. So it's pretty interesting to see if Colton Miller ends up resigning, who's going to be our guards and everything, because it's not just Miller that's looking for a contract. It's also Dylan Parham, and he's been good, but he's just never been he's never actually done anything. I mean, he hasn't got a Pro Bowl or anything like that. So I mean, he's solid, but I'm pretty sure we can get better. Worst case scenario. But yeah, that's another position play that there's a lot of competition because we can line them up any way we want, basically.
Yeah, it sounds like a problem that I'm glad the Broncos don't have. It's we have a bunch of fat guys that could play line, different positions. They're all not very good. We kind of have to figure out which way to put them. Also, our best player is holding out. So, Raidering again. I like it.
Yeah, that's one spot where I feel pretty confident. I mean, could upgrade at maybe one spot, but besides that, I feel like we'll be pretty strong with our line.
Yeah, we'll see how Mekhi Becton is with the Chargers. I think he'll work out. I hope he
Yeah.
doesn't.
He
No,
will.
I'm pretty sure. All three teams are gonna have I wouldn't say the best offensive line. I mean, probably you guys be top 10 at most. But I
No.
think like the Raiders might be up there especially with all this running attack. So I'm pretty sure like our three teams are gonna be like high on rushing yards, basically.
Yeah, Broncos will be a top 3 line for sure.
Yeah, I'm hoping the Chargers will be at least top 10 O line at least.
Yeah.
They have really 2 high end tackles. That run in itself gets you a big boost. So we'll see. That's a really hard position to kind of like forecast, because you never know. Somebody might have a bad season, get an injury, and then that throws off the rest of the line altogether.
Yeah. Well, luckily the Broncos have been really lucky with, and knock on wood, I don't have any wood around me, but there's probably some in this couch. They've been really lucky with injuries, especially on the line. I mean, if they could keep that up again next year, I mean, the cohesion with that line, just everyone's coming back. So, big benefit going in next year, especially with a couple of new running backs that can hopefully actually look up and find the hole that's created for them, which wasn't the case last year. So,
another thing I like about our line is that it's there's a lot of depth. There's a lot of guys that have been starters, at least in a pinch, and then for the rest of that season. Just for first one, it would be Trey Pipkins. He was our former right tackle. Last year, he was our right guard. Didn't work out so well for him at right guard, but this year, he's our swing tackle. He's a starting caliber right tackle, and now he's our swing tackle as our backup. And then same thing with Jamari Sawyer. He was a left tackle in his rookie season when I can't think of his name right now. Left tackle, Rashawn Slater. When I don't know why I can't think of his name. I forgot. But when Rashawn Slater got hurt,
I was gonna throw it out there, but I was like, "Are you talking about a backup?"
No. When Rashawn Slater got hurt, Jamari Sawyer as a rookie stepped in and filled in mightily. He really played well. Didn't work out so well at guard for him. Seemed like he kind of gained a little too much weight, but he still has those reps. He still did decent at guard last year, and I'm glad that we have that depth that we haven't had in years. Our backups used to be like bottom of the league. Like we're just scraping stuff off of people's other teams' practice squads, and it just wasn't good. I'm glad that this new regime is building up that depth.
6 sunglasses, dude.
Damn it. Again.
Is there any other ones we really want to get into? If not, we can move on. We're already about half hour in.
Nah, I did have a question. Out of all these positions that we're kind of going over, these are battles. So if there was one position you could see your team adding to, which one would it be?
Honestly, can't think of one. The Broncos are pretty much set all the way around. So, might sound a little cocky, but I mean the Broncos are pretty well set. If you would have asked me a month ago, I would have said running back, and they added. So.
They added, yeah.
So, no, I feel pretty confident with all the groups going into next year.
Yeah, same here. I mean, out of all the ones that we talked about, maybe a left guard, even though
can't relate.
Yeah, it's not needed because we still have a guard, but they're trying to switch him over to center and switch the center to guard. It's this weird thing. Whoever doesn't win the center position just goes over to guard, basically. So, as I said, maybe somebody just to bring in a little more competition at guard, but besides that, not too overly worried about it.
I'm not worried about it. You shouldn't worry about it. I'm not worried about it. Edgar, which one do you want to pick?
I'll go defensive back, like either corner or safety.
Yeah.
Corners are too young. None of them really have a lot of experience, and our safeties Yeah, same pretty much. Young, not a lot of it, not a lot of experience. So
Yeah, it
maybe
seems like
having a veteran would work out.
Justin Simmons is still out there. I can't imagine he'd ever play for the Raiders though.
Stephon Gilmore.
Some people have actually like a lot of like news like people have said, "Oh, that Justin Simmons will do great because I mean, it's going back to the AFC West, but
I imagine
depends.
he wants to go to a team where he feels pretty confident that they'll be in the mix at the end of the season. And I don't know if he looks at the Raiders, especially in the division, and says, "Yeah, that's the team."
Yeah, unless he just wants to get paid and whatever. First team
Someone,
that calls.
someone will pay him.
Uh,
Someone will pay him for sure.
but yeah, like a Stephon Gilmore would be good for you guys, just to the veteran presence, kind of show the young guys.
I'm
Kinda
pretty
how to
sure
go
that's
about
what
it.
they're. I'm pretty sure that's what they're waiting for because a lot of veterans now they don't really like doing OTAs and all that stuff, so they just kind of like get signed towards the end when it's just time to like because they do their own workouts by themselves or whatever. So hopefully before the start of the preseason, we might pick up somebody.
Okay. Well, you guys want to get into these quarterback rankings?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see here. NFL executives rank their quarterbacks going into the season. The first 3, 4 obviously are always locked in, just depending on the order. They went Mahomes first, Josh Allen second, Burrow third, Lamar Jackson 4. Jaden Daniels at 5. I like Jaden Daniels a lot. Obviously, he had a really good season. Uh, I don't know if I put him top 5 yet. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's a little high
Yeah.
for my taste.
Yeah, he had a great rookie season. Bo Nix had him in a couple different categories. Kind of crazy the difference of the love that they get from the national media. But they'll see next year after what Bo does this year. So Jaden can have his shine this season. Jaden Daniels, if you're listening, great player, but Bo Nix is coming for you. Number 6 was Matthew Stafford. They got Justin Herbert at 7. Jared Goff at 8. Jalen Hurts at 9. Baker Mayfield at 10. Honorable mentions with C.J. Stroud, Jordan Love. Also receiving votes, Kyler Murray, Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers,
Still.
Tua, and my guy, Bo Nix, got a vote. So, Omar, 7 for your boy. How do you feel?
Might have had him one up, maybe like a 6, 5 tops. I don't see him being top. I see him being maybe top 5 as that 5th guy,
Okay.
but not beating out those other guys.
No,
They're properly ranked up until Jaden Daniels, I think.
Yeah. The top 4, any list is going to have the same. Might be able to argue a little bit about order, but all those guys are going to be in there.
Yeah,
It's always about who's the number 5 quarterback. Jaden Daniels.
1 year doesn't do it for me. You know,
I mean,
so
I
that
know.
he was, like we said, great year, awesome play.
Awesome run in the playoffs too.
I was about to say good playoff run, and just 1 year isn't enough. You know, they had the number 1 pick for a reason. They had all those the 4th place.
But I think that's the reason why he's ranked so high because they won games because of him.
Yeah, but they were also playing that 4th place schedule.
I mean, true,
You know,
but he
said
did
the
end
same
up.
thing about the Chargers earlier in the offseason about them playing the 4th place schedule, and that's what made it so easy for them.
Yeah.
So kind of applies, here too. So, but that's not the only player they added though. They added a lot of players last offseason. They had the money.
Yeah, but the thing is, like for me, is like they won games because of him. Like I'm not saying that's the reason why I would put him at 5, but I definitely see him a top 10 quarterback
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, I would see the top
because
10,
like he's one of those
definitely.
quarterbacks that can he run? Of course he can, but he'd rather throw the ball instead of being real quick to just fucking scramble out of the pocket. So like I think Baker Mayfield should have been like closer. And
No,
that fool's had like pretty good like the last 2 years he's probably had like one of the best in his career.
Yeah, Baker
Yeah.
Mayfield's playing really well. I've always been a big Baker guy, so I'm glad to see him playing really well.
I think he's properly ranked. 10, around 10, maybe a little lower. 8, maybe. I would have
Eight
I
had
would
him.
be
would
a
probably
ceiling for
say
sure.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
8 would be a ceiling, definitely.
Yeah, I think everything's pretty close except for that Jaden Daniels. Not yet. Next year, if he does the same thing he did this year or close to it, then definitely deserves to be there, maybe number 5. But right now, I think it's a little too early.
Yeah, I agree. Now, on to Justin Herbert. I see a little bit on Twitter today, was on there looking. A lot of Charger fans are upset. Other people talking about Justin Herbert ranked too low. So I'm not just saying this to Omar, but all Charger fans. The point of playing in the NFL is to win Super Bowls and win playoff games. I know you know nothing about that, especially since you've never won a Super Bowl and only just a handful of playoff wins. Justin Herbert having 0 of them. Justin Herbert was overrated on this ranking list, and I'm going to stick with that. Guys behind him have played in playoff games and have played well. Justin Herbert is terrible in the playoffs. We've already talked about it on the podcast quite a bit. I'm Justin Herbert's biggest hater.
Definitely. Definitely.
Just
Even though your coach
you're just
just dropped
a hate.
Bo Nix at
He
an
would not
instant
drop
to go get Justin
No,
Herbert.
he wouldn't drop Bo Nix. Not at this
You're just
Yes,
the
he
biggest
would.
hitter in the middle.
Guaranteed.
Justin Herbert, great regular season quarterback, has a lot of cool highlights. Put him under the lights in the playoffs. He's trash. Guys behind him like Jared Goff. Obviously, Jalen Hurts proved it last year. And even Baker Mayfield. They've had some success in the playoffs, winning some games here and there. Jared Goff's played quite a few playoffs.
Yeah, you're also talking about guys with really good O-lines and really good running backs.
Here we go. We got to go with the guys around them.
You guys had a
That's
good
same
running back
excuses we
too.
hear every single
Who?
The offensive
Eckler.
line threw 4 interceptions.
Eckler?
Yeah,
He had like
You're gonna tell me that
2-3 years
Oliver said
ago.
it. Yeah, but he was still
but his
prime when he
running
was with
game,
you guys.
His running game wasn't there. It was just catching the ball out of the backfield. But the
Even-
running, they haven't had a guy run the ball real well in a long time.
No, I get it. I mean, Herbert's your quarterback, and he is a pretty good quarterback, so you really have to stick with him and defend him. But 10 years from now, when we're talking about Justin Herbert's career, it'll be
We'll be talking about that he was better than Bo Nix.
no, we definitely will not.
Guaranteed.
Especially when Bo Nix has a couple Super Bowls under his belt, and Herbert still hasn't even had a playoff win because he goes out there and throws 3 or 4 interceptions and completes about 46% of his passes. He's trash in the playoffs. He always will be.
What was Bo Nix's completion percentage?
He's had 1 playoff game.
So let's compare their one playoff game, their first playoff game. Justin Herbert probably had a better first playoff game.
Okay, he's had
It's the same
2
thing.
and still hasn't won.
Yeah,
one.
but you say he's only had 1. Let's compare just the ones, the first one.
Well, how about we do that
Yeah.
this time next year, after Bo Nix has a couple of playoff wins,
Or
under his
after
belt?
Herbert makes a playoff run.
He will not.
You say like you're super confident, but I don't believe it.
I'm pretty confident. I got 2 games to go off of, and they were 2 damn near the worst of his career, especially this last one.
The first one he
Trash.
put up over 30 points. I don't see how that's really bad.
Did they win?
Still, you said the worst stats of his career. In the first game, he put up over 30 points. So
Did they win?
you're saying stats over 30 points. So there we go. Can't have bad stats if you put up over 30 points.
Yeah, he gave up a 24-0 lead.
Oh, I didn't know he played defense.
Well, the defense was obviously really bad because the Chargers always go in Charger, but also
Yeah.
you have to score points. So
30 points is a pretty good number in the NFL. If you score 30 points in a game, most of the time you should be winning that game.
unless you're playing Trevor Lawrence and the Jags, apparently.
Yeah, like I said, he doesn't play defense, so maybe he should have at that game. Shit. Still throwing him out there at safety and see if he couldn't do something about it, you know?
I feel so confident about this take. I don't think there's another take I have in any sport that is going to age better than Justin Herbert is just a great regular season quarterback and nothing else. So check in with us on the Third and Thirsty podcast in 10, 15
Yeah.
years. So, Edgar, anything to add to this list? No.
But I do agree with you towards the last 4. Yeah, I'll mix those players around.
Yeah, definitely. I have Jalen Hurts higher than 9. Just won a Super Bowl and played great in the playoffs. So
But it wasn't all because of him. They had the great running back, the best running back in the league, if
He
not
does.
the second.
For sure. He definitely
Yeah.
has a great supporting cast around him.
Yeah.
Great offensive line.
Great receivers.
But I mean, you put me on that team, we're probably not winning the Super Bowl.
No.
You put Justin Herbert on that team. He's throwing 5 interceptions in that first playoff game, and they're losing. So,
Says you.
yeah, it says anybody that's ever watched him play in a playoff game or any big game, really. Anything else on that? You guys want to draw some more hot takes?
Sure. You said you had a couple?
Yeah, I got a couple. Last week we did some hot takes. Didn't have enough time to get through all of them. So we're going to just drop a couple here while we're talking some shit about the Chargers. I'm just going to keep it up. Chargers start their season 0-3.
I'm pretty sure we're all hoping that the Chargers win their first game. So you're still hoping that that's a loss for the Chargers?
No, I just definitely see it happening. So going into Brazil, losing to the Chiefs, have a real tough game going on the road, playing the Raiders, Monday Night Football. Definitely see them losing that game. And then obviously week 3, Bo Nix coming into town and fucking up their home opener. So I don't see the Chargers like having a terrible season. I think they bounce back and they have a really soft schedule in the middle of it, right? So they rattle off some wins and get themselves back in the mix. But I think after week 3, when we come back from the Broncos-Chargers game, that we're definitely going to, we're going to be talking about how the Chargers are in panic mode because they're 0-3 with 3 losses coming within the division. So that's how I see things playing out.
I don't see it.
I actually do see it.
Yeah, but you guys say it's like the coming back from Brazil. They got 10 days. It's
No,
not like
but
it's
like,
like
even-
No.
It's
even
not the
when we-
timing thing. It's
like,
just
even
back
when-
it's a
from Brazil.
tough
Yeah.
start to the season.
And it's the first game, so it's not like they're having to come off of a game, going into that new game. You have a week off between the last preseason game and the first week of the season. So it's like you get to go in ahead of time, get acclimated. There's not
so do the Chiefs.
yeah.
It's not necessarily the location.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It's that
saying.
they're playing the Chiefs.
Yeah, but
Chiefs are a good team.
also it's not in LA, which would still be a home game for the Chiefs, and it's not in
Right.
Arrowhead, which is a home game for the Chiefs. So I think it's more neutral. Like people in Brazil aren't going to know what's going on, especially if there's a free kick. Then they're going to be like, "What the hell's going on?" Yeah, so I think it's more of a neutral, playing field. I think that's going to help the Chargers.
It'll definitely be a more neutral.
So I feel like it's going to be better situated for the Chargers in that sense.
I don't know. For me, when we talked about the schedule and we did our predictions, I predicted I was actually had the Chargers starting pretty like 0-1. I forgot when you guys got your first win.
Yeah.
But you guys still ended up the season with over 11 wins. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Chargers have a soft middle of the schedule, so they'll rack up some wins. They'll get themselves back into it. But I think Chargers and Charger fans are going to be panicking after week 3. 3 divisional games to start off the season. That's really tough, especially when you got 2 really good teams in the Broncos and the Chiefs, and then a team that could just catch fire in one seat or in one day. If they're feeding Bowers and feeding Genty and Geno Smith having not to throw an interception, they could cause some problems. So that's the way.
Their defense has to stop somebody.
That's true. The Raiders' defense is not going to be great next year. But no, that's the way I see it going. I'm sticking by it.
That
Chargers
is a
start 0-3.
hot take. Yes.
Yep. It's just fire. Who
Fire.
else wants to drop one?
I'll go. I think the Chargers will have the number 1 rushing attack next year.
Ooh. Okay.
You got the 2-headed monster like we talked about earlier, whatever order that is, with Najee and Omarion. Najee's never missed a game. He's been all 4 years he's been in the league, 1,000-yard rusher. So he's reliable. He's strong. He's there every day. Omarion Hampton's a beast. Again, he hasn't missed time in college. Of course, this is coming up to the major leagues now. But still, hopefully that continues, that he doesn't get hurt. Sorry, Edgar, all your bad juju for people getting hurt. It
Again,
doesn't
wrong
happen.
person, but okay.
But yeah, I think with that, they finally have, well, not finally, but they have a team that, or a group of running backs that is more molded to what Greg Roman wants to do, is just run the ball hard up the middle and not be shifty, not trying to find creases, just find a small little hole and hit that hole and go forward.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The Chargers' run game is for sure going to be better than it was last year, but saying they're going to outperform, like, say, the Eagles with Saquon Barkley and that offensive line, that's already proven and done it and won a Super Bowl last year, pretty much on Saquon's back. They're going to outperform Saquon. Najee Harris with one eye and Omarion Hampton are going to outperform.
He's gonna be a
Are going to
pirate.
outperform Saquon Barkley.
He's gonna be a pirate and tell people to walk the plank and sword them down and do whatever pirate people do. No, I just think that just with the type of style that Greg Roman likes to run, last year we did really well running to the left, which is behind again Rashawn Slater and then Zion. Who knows if Zion is going to be at center or on the left guard spot? But last year they couldn't run to the right too well or much at all. So this, with Mekhi Becton coming in this year, hoping that, and Joel another year under his belt, can fix that and not be so predictable to running to one side. You'll have options. That's why I think that they have a chance too. And like we said, these are hot takes.
That's
So,
real hot.
spicy.
That's real hot.
That's like flaming hot Cheeto XX, whatever 3X bag it is.
My favorite bag. My hardest take is that Raiders are gonna have our whole offense is gonna move like with our two tight ends. We're gonna have the two top tight ends in the NFL.
Both of them?
Both of them.
Yeah, that's pretty tough too. But okay, go ahead.
They already said that they already denied trading him to the Dolphins when Dolphins were trying to look for a tight end when they got rid of Jonnu Smith. But Raiders blocked it, say they were going to keep him, and what's been said during the OTAs that they're finding any kind of way of giving the ball to Mayer. So there's going to be a lot of 12-man personnel. They're always going to be on the field basically. So I can honestly see them being one of the. They're going to be the next. Hopefully not Aaron Hernandez, but
on the
Gronk.
football field.
Yeah.
What they did on the football field.
Yeah, hopefully on the only football field, nothing off
the
field.
stuff.
But yeah,
That's tough though to have
Two
Bows.
as a number one and
Yeah.
number two. I mean, thinking about stat wise, I don't know who was the leading tight end last year in yards. It must have been Bowers, right?
Yeah,
it was Bowers, and then Kittle was after.
Okay, and I don't
But
know.
he
what
was
their
only
yards were,
only by
Yeah,
a
tight
little
ends
bit.
haven't been putting up big numbers the last couple of years. I think if you're getting over 500, maybe 700 yards, you're up, getting close to the top there. Those guys, we've always said there's only a handful of elite tight ends, 4 or 5 guys, and it's the same ones usually. Now with Brock Bowers, that's another one. So
What I was tripping out on, I don't know if you guys remember we were watching a movie, I forgot which one it was. And I told you guys about ESPN made their top offense through the 2000s and stuff. And their tight ends was Travis Kelce, Tony Gonzalez, and Gronk. And I'm just like, damn, that's it.
wait, you said, oh, Tony Gonzalez? Or
Yeah,
okay.
Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah. Gronk, yeah, just because of all the touchdowns.
Yeah, Gronk was fun to watch
Yeah.
for sure. I'm looking at the leaders for tight end yards last year. Brock Bowers was number one, 1,194. Trey McBride was second, 1,146. So that means in a tight end room, you're going to have about 2,300 yards
Around
between
there.
the two. I don't know, man. That's a lot of your offense going through those two players. Now, you don't have any wide receivers. Even Jacoby Myers is trash. We'll get into that,
Sure.
I guess, at some point. But Yeah, man, I don't know. The top 2 is pretty crazy. You want to say the top 2 of the top 10? I kind of believe that.
Maybe
10,
even
10 last year was Gesicki was
Or just
665.
like
Yeah,
top
that's what I'm saying.
receiving duo.
Oh, the top receiving duo. Oh,
I
I
mean,
can
I'll just change it to that.
Tight
basically.
ends?
tight end duo. I mean, yeah,
tight
sure.
end duo, yeah, for sure. But
Well,
or
like
just
overall
receiving?
overall receiving.
Even that, I see
Oh,
that.
overall receiving.
Yeah, T.
Like,
Higgins and
even
Jamar
with-
Chase will have something to
Yeah.
say
Even with
about
that.
Especially
that.
since they have a quarterback who can actually throw the football.
We'll see. I
If
mean,
they can ever block for him, that'd be great. They'd be a great team,
Well,
greater than they already
It's
are.
more so about the
they're
defense.
going to have to throw the ball since they don't have a defense that can stop anybody.
Okay. Well, since we're talking about the Raiders and Geno Smith, my next one is Geno Smith is the next reincarnation of Russell Wilson, getting traded away from the Seattle Seahawks at the back end of his career and then just sucking after. So Geno Smith falls off the cliff this year, and the Raiders are already looking for a quarterback in next year's draft.
I mean, the draft is loaded.
Next year's draft.
That's what I mean. The draft is loaded.
Never
So,
know.
Oh, draft is loaded. Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
Never know.
I misheard you. I thought you said the draft is over.
no.
I was like, damn it, I missed it.
No, I mean, it is loaded in quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll fall off. I mean, Russell Wilson didn't really fall off.
He
the
fell off
cliff.
a cliff when he got
He
to
still
Denver.
had some decent play. They just benched him because they didn't want him to get hurt. So then that
No. You're talking about the year before last year with Sean Payton. I'm talking about when he got traded to the Broncos with Nathaniel Hackett and was god awful.
Oh yeah, because I remember him this last year with them. He's okay.
He was okay,
Yeah,
but that was just
okay.
more so of Sean Payton trying to figure out a way to utilize him without letting him go ape
I mean,
shit.
he's pretty good with the Steelers too.
He did
I
okay
wouldn't
for his
say
first couple of games, but then he
yeah.
was the same thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
he did
after, like,
okay.
All his players got hurt, basically.
So if you took Russell Wilson's performance from last year with the Steelers and put that on for the Raiders next year, would you be happy with that?
Oh,
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Russell Wilson's off the cliff. He's useless at this point. I think Geno Smith's going to follow the same path.
I guess we saved 238 million.
He runs a little bit better
You know?
than Geno does than Russell Wilson, so I think that helps him. Runs a little bit better.
Geno runs better than Russ did?
I think so.
I don't know about that. Russ was pretty elusive when he was even before he left Seattle. He got to Denver and he was just running into sacks.
But I don't think Russ was really a running quarterback. He was just like,
No.
trying to extend the play type of guy.
Yeah, and
Took a lot of bad.
when
That's why he
he's-
took a
when
lot of
he's-
bad sacks.
Yeah, and when he slowed down, he couldn't get away from those sacks.
Yeah,
He was
But-
just running into sacks.
that's what I'm saying. I think Geno Smith is a little bit more of a willing runner.
They're different players.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not comparing the players.
That's
I'm
why I
saying
think I don't think he'll fall as hard. Might be a little bit more graceful.
it might be a more graceful fall. I could
Yeah.
believe that. But he's still going to suck with the Raiders
Yeah.
because it's the Raiders.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be any more than just an average quarterback.
Which is what he's kind of been throughout his career.
Yeah, and that's like the most he's going to
I
be
mean,
is
I
an
don't know.
average
He
quarterback.
was horrible with everybody before the Seahawks.
Yes. Yeah, when he was with the Jets, yeah, he was terrible for sure.
So he's now not on the Seahawks again. So
Right.
it might still.
Yeah,
be
but
the
he still
case.
has the coach that got him to that, that position where he was succeeding.
Yeah, but not the offensive coordinator.
No.
So it's different coordinator. Hey, Chip Kelly might be
Honestly,
able to deal with it.
it's
but
honestly a better offensive coordinator. The only thing is different is the receivers. That's basically it. They have a
doesn't
better,
He doesn't
Big
have any.
difference.
and that's basically it.
Big difference.
He has a tight end.
Yeah, he has
Really
two
good
tight
tight
ends,
end.
and he
One
has
that we don't know.
And then he has a better O line. Like, even though there's questions about it, it was still ranked last year better than the Seahawks. The last 5 years, the Seahawks have had like the 32nd on O line, and we've been like at least 23rd, the lowest. So he's had like with us, he'll have like a better O line that he's ever had than with the Seahawks. And he did pretty good with stat wise. He did a lot. He did really good with obviously the receivers, but that's what I'm saying. Like
Metcalf and Lockett are a little bit better than Jacoby Myers and
I mean,
Whoever.
I feel like
whatever rookie.
I honestly feel like Lockett and Mayer are
plays
pretty
better.
similar.
Yeah, but Mayer was the lower of the two in Seattle. So you're taking away
Lockett.
his best. Yeah, that's
But
what I mean.
Lockett
Yeah,
was more of his like guaranteed. Like when DK was like 1-on-1s, of course he went to Lockett for those 1-on-1 balls. So I mean, DK, if anything, DK was basically his best receiver. Yeah, Lockett was a good receiver, which I'm not. I'm not saying he isn't, but I feel like Jacoby Myers is pretty much similar to him.
So he has the number 2 receiver that he had equal. What you're saying? Yeah, that's still, you're missing your number 1. That's still going to be a big hit.
And I honestly do feel like that's Dante Thornton, just a very skinny one.
At this point, your best bet is Brock Bowers to be your best receiver.
He will be for sure. He'll definitely.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he is. But I mean, I would love for somebody else to step up too.
I mean, we would all love for players on our team to step up.
I mean, because I honestly have more confidence in our receivers than freaking what's that guy from TCU from last year for you guys? Quentin Johnson. Yeah, I have so much more like faith on Thornton Jr. and Bash more than Quentin Johnson.
You can definitely assume that they could catch the football.
Yeah, I mean, Quentin Johnson's drops are just in bad spots. That's why they're more magnified.
Dude,
he did a little bit better. He had
Justin Herbert's failures are more magnified in the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's why.
He targeted him 5 times and no catches.
Trash. You guys have any other more hot takes to drop? We're about that hour mark, so we could either keep going or save it for next week. Next week, training camp is going to be getting closer, so. Anything else?
I think that's it for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, Chargers are already in training camp this week.
Yeah, rookies showed up, right?
Rookies reported, except for our second rounder. But yeah, we're coming out with Chargers are coming out with new jerseys, alternate jerseys tomorrow. 2 new alternate jerseys, so I'm super excited to see what those are.
Yep. By the time this episode we get up on YouTube, it's they're gonna be live. So.
Yeah, I've seen some reactions from current and former Chargers players. Of course, they're not going to show any bad reactions, but it seems like everybody's pretty excited about them.
No, I'm sure they'll nail the jerseys. Chargers are really good at stuff that doesn't mean shit. So, schedule release videos, jerseys, top tier, winning Super Bowls, non-existent. So
this year. That's my hot take. Chargers will win the Super Bowl this year. Will.
They're so not winning the Super Bowl. Even if they win the division, there's no shot they're winning the Super Bowl. There's no way they're going to win for the AFC. No shot. Well, speaking of Super Bowl, 208 days until Bo Nix wins his first Super Bowl.
What plan is that?
Cheers.
Cheers.